Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to be looking at a new locomotive. This is a Erie Railroad S3 Berkshire. So there was four. There was S1, S2, S3, S4. The first two were made by Custom Brass. This is obviously Oriental. And then the later version was made by Fujiyama, even though it's kind of the opposite of that. Fujiyama was first, then this, and then the NJ Custom Brass. But this is in my opinion, the best. I'll get to that in a little bit. So you can see it's got the shiny box, because people like shiny things, and I do too. Now, this locomotive was a suspect or a victim of foam damage. Or foam disintegration. Now, luckily, it didn't get too bad. I didn't notice any damage because it's a factory painted model, and that'd be unfortunate, but I got it at a good price, so I'm happy with it if there is anything wrong. But so far, nothing. So open the tender. Now, I think all the Erie Berks had basically the same tender. Close this. Get that in there. So there you can see. This is an okay paint job. It's kind of dull, but in the scheme of things, it's not the end of the world. I can always spray a clear, glossy clear coat over it and then weather it. But it's interesting though, because the trucks and everything are a good sheen, but this isn't. So, but not the end of the world. But basic tenders, nice. It's got sound holes though, and yeah. Actually, what's really nice is if you look at this, it's hard to tell, but and I'm not going to drill any holes, because, oh yeah, you can see in there, that's what the foam does. But you can see it's not that hard to get off if you catch it early enough. So, luckily I caught it early enough. The person I bought this from, I bought a lot of engines from, and a lot of them he bought a massive collection, and they were just kind of sitting. So, what happens is the foam disintegrates, but luckily only one engine I bought had foam damage, and so we were safe. So I just carefully bubble wrapped this thing up when I bought it. I bought this at the Timonium train show. I ended up buying a lot of stuff. Obviously, I bought some for myself, some for people who weren't able to go, and then some to resell. So yeah. Okay. Let me just get this done. Okie dokie. Now here we have the model. Now all the Eries looked fairly similar, but minor changes. And I'm not exactly sure of the changes right now, but the next section I will go through the information I have and come up with a little bit of a monologue about the facts that I was able to find. So these were factory painted. As you can see, it's 3360, and it has white lining. A lot of Eries had white lining, white driver tires. Now, the two things that were controversial were the boilers. Some people think they were painted, some people think they were painted stainless steel, some like a blue a blue color, and then some thought they were just painted black. Also, the cab's roof are sometimes red, but there's some controversy or some arguments about that. So I won't really say anything about that, but yeah. So we can just kind of going around the model. You can see it's a pretty basic paint job. I may end up going back and painting the smoke box because the smoke boxes should be painted. A graphite, so yeah. But you can see under here, it's got a sound cam. And it's got a idler gearbox and a can motor. Kind of see it in there. These were the reason I say these were the best is because the Fujiyamas were kind of earlier, and they ran good, but they were just not as quiet, and they needed a brand new motor to fit. So that's why I'm a bigger fan of these, because these come right out of the box with the can motor. And then the NJ Custom Brass versions, they were detailed, but they had gearbox problems, so that's why. You can see, you can still see there's a lot of foam everywhere, but it'll eventually come out. And one thing that's really interesting about these is the drawbars mounted to the tender. Now, sometimes that can be a problem. Actually, let's see. You can see it in there. Sometimes that can be a problem, but in this case, I haven't had any problems. So, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. The Erie S3 locomotive was built in 1928 as the third order of Berkshires. They were built by Baldwin Locomotive Works and consisted of 25 numbers. They were number 3350 through 3384. They had 70-inch drivers and operated at 200 psi and were designed to be fast freight locomotives to help the Erie switch from a drag freight operation to a fast freight operation. This particular locomotive was 3360 and was the last Erie Berkshire to ever be scrapped in October of 1952.